Good afternoon. It's Comm Cafe Facebook Live one more time. It's third time. Third time's a charm, but third time is also fantastic because I've had two great guests, and I'm going to have a third great guest here in a minute. I'm going to bring him out. I've got him hiding behind the scenes right now. We're going to talk a little bit about him. His name is Mike. I don't know if you know who Mike is yet, but we'll bring up his we'll see if we can bring up his book here. Let me just test it out. I will do this the right way. Hey, there's Mike and his book because I've gone off solo. So anyway, Mike is an inspirational author, coach, mentor, and speaker. He has an interesting story. I did a little research because I didn't have time to get him on here ahead of time, but I did a little bit of research, something about meeting his partner, and now they're business partners, and they met. His boarding pass tickets got mixed up, and now they're business partners, and they're I think they're life partners too. So I am curious because it's Mike and Jen Inspire, and I wasn't sure. I just met Mike, and I wasn't sure if Mike and Jen were just business partners or if they're partners, and it sounds like there's a fascinating story about them becoming life partners as well. So welcome to Comm Cafe, Mike, and how are you today?
Fantastic, Dwayne. Fantastic. So thanks for bringing all that up. Nice intro. I like that. Thank you.
Yeah, it's and you're I'm sure I don't know if I said award-winning. Are you an award-winning author too? I know you've and how many books? I'm going to bring up, so I've put up the one book here. So I've put up, this is the book we're going to talk about today about Facebook, but let me just click through. There was 4 Steps to Online Success. There was essential nourishment. There was also, I found interesting, 6M financial freedom formula as well. So how many books in total have you been authored?
So I've written 5 books, Dwayne, and I'm actually writing my 6th one, which will be out next month.
6 books. There must be, and I think I saw your partner, she actually wrote a book writing formula. So that would kind of make sense that if you have the inside scoop on how to the formula for writing books, and now you're not just talking it, you're applying it. And obviously Jen is working with you to make sure that you do apply her formula. Is that the secret?
Absolutely. And Jen and I actually wrote that book. It's called Your Title Here. And it's a book writing program where it's actually a workbook. So you're actually holding your own book in your hands, writing it and filling it out based on our program and our process. So it's quite amazing. And we've had some clients come out of that and write their own books very quickly.
Okay. Now I'm going to write some notes in the comment section as we get people going. You know, if people don't show up on time, it's okay. They can go back and watch the beginning. We're going to copy this over, and we'll podcast it. We'll put it on YouTube. So don't worry if you missed the beginning. If it's so long, we get going for more than like your 5 minutes that your attention span, don't worry. We'll repurpose this content so you can definitely get it, because I know Mike's going to share a wealth of stuff for us. We got some free giveaways. Now we hold those. I've learned to hold back the good, give the good stuff, but hold back the bonuses until we get a couple people on here watching, because then what we do, I don't know if you've done this, but we hold them hostage and tell them to share. And until 3 people share this broadcast, they don't get the free stuff. You motivate, and then you reward behavior. That's what I've learned. It works. And so before we start throwing up those links to the free ebook on cracking Facebook open, we'll tell some stories. Stories, facts tell, stories sell. So maybe let's hear about the mixed up boarding pass, and or if you want to back up the story a little bit, maybe I know there's a story here about I think your first partner. So tragedy to where you are today. So where do you want to start?
Yeah, so if we start at the beginning, I was with an amazing girl. Her name was Jenna, and I was with her for 9 years, and unfortunately in the last year of her life, she had cancer and she passed away in my arms. And I learned 2 valuable lessons out of that. so valuable is, number one, put love first above all else, and everything will fall in place. Number two is that life is short. And so that literally lit a fire under my butt, and to really go after gold. And I decided to sell the house that I was living with Jenna at the time, because there was no purpose in living in a nice house with and not having anyone to live with. So I decided to hit the reset button, and I literally started researching. And as I was moving, a book fell off the shelf, and I looked at it, and it was how to invest in real estate it was actually How to Invest in Real Estate in Canada by Don Campbell. And I went to a seminar a few years back with Jenna, and she won the book. Out of 200 people, she was the one who won the book. She did tell me to read it, and I never picked it up, and then was the time. And so after I read the book, at the end of the book, they said, hey, come to our Acre Weekend. It's a 3-day program where we teach you about how to invest in real estate. And at the time that I was packing my books, I came across a quote from Andrew Carnegie saying that 90% of millionaires become millionaires through owning real estate. Right. So I decided, you know what, let's do it. So after I finished the book, I looked online to see when this Acre Weekend is, and it happened to have been the following weekend. So I got my ticket, went out there, learned all there could be on real estate. I joined the program. I was with the program for a year and a half, and in that time, in 2 years, I became financially independent through owning enough real estate that I thought, hey, I did it. But what's really my passion? Because real estate is amazing, and it's a great source of income. My challenge is that it wasn't my passion. So I was on a soul-seeking mission to find that out. And in that time, I decided to go on a business retreat with my mentor and coach, Raymond Aaron. So that's what really brought me there. And as I went to Panama, it was amazing. It was extravagant. We were staying at the Trump Tower. And from there, we had to take a private airline directly to a private island. And in order to get there, I was one of the last people in line, and I was getting my boarding pass. And it just so happens when I was going to go through, my boarding pass wasn't the same as my passport. And they said, sorry, sir, you cannot go through. You need to find your own boarding pass. Now, I don't know, Dwayne, if that's ever happened to you. I've told the story many, many times, and not one person, people flying millions of miles, have never had their boarding pass mistaken for themselves. So for myself, I went back and I decided to talk to a supervisor and say, hey, I need my boarding pass. I paid a lot of money to be on this retreat. I'm getting on this plane. And after a lot of arguing and going back and forth, I had to talk to his supervisor. And then from there, they said, well, we've already issued your boarding pass. Somebody else has it. And I said, well, you guys made a mistake. You let somebody through you weren't supposed to. So I need to get through. And they said, okay, well, you need to find your boarding pass, and you need to find the person that has the boarding pass. And they said, maybe, just maybe, it might be the person on the boarding pass that you have. So I looked at it. It wasn't even a guy's name. It was a girl's name. It was Jennifer. And I thought, how could they mistaken that? So I decided to go across security, and I was escorted by security to find Jennifer. And there's only one Jennifer I met. And it happened to be Jennifer that actually had my boarding pass. And when I went up to her, I said, hey, can you check your boarding pass for me? And she checks it. I said, that's not you, eh? She goes, no, actually, what's your, we kind of met just by first name before. But at that time, we shared each other's last name. I was like, okay, well, that's great. Thank you for the boarding pass. And then I had to re-go through security. And then I was able to get onto this private island. And at the time, I learned all about postulates. And postulates, in a very quick format, the definition of a postulate is to put out into the universe what you desire, knowing that it's going to happen. And a postulate that Jen had put together is that she wanted to meet the man of her dreams and the partner, the business partner that she wanted. And what I didn't know at the time, and she never told me about this, is that she had put a list together of 45 specific traits that she wanted in this person. So I sat beside her in the plane, and she started asking me questions. Now, I didn't know. It was almost like an interrogation, but it was all these different questions. And I'm like, oh, this is really interesting. She must be really interested in me. But she didn't allude any of that fact. And it was about a couple of days into the retreat on the private island that Raymond started talking about postulates. And he acknowledged Jennifer, because Jennifer was working with him as a book architect. And in the end, he said, well, Jen is one of the best postulate people because he taught her postulates. And he said that she's attracted the man of her dreams. And that's none other than Mike Schryer sitting in the back of the room right there. So he got me to stand up, and I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? I had no idea what was going on. And he explained about postulates, and he explained how Jen attracted me into her life. And it just so happens that Jen confided in Raymond with all of the things that she was looking for. And here I was standing there, and I told the story about my boarding pass because Raymond didn't even know that. So I almost didn't make it to that retreat just because of that. And here we go. The universe manifested something magical for us to come together. And I was very attracted to Jen's mind because she was very entrepreneurial. She owned 4 curves for women in the Hamilton region, and she was also working with Raymond. So I thought, oh my God, this person is all into fitness as well, and my background is fitness. So overall, we really meshed together, worked together, and then we started a business together just about 3 months afterwards. And that's where everything started. She asked, one of the questions was, are you an author? And I said, no, I'm not an author yet. I did get the 10-10-10 program. She says, well, that's what we're going to help you. First of all, we're going to get you to write your first book. And when I shared with her, I had 3 ideas. I ended up writing 3 books in 1 month in the first launch. And that's what took us to the next degree. We ended up doing a book launch in California, in London, UK, and in Toronto. And that's what really started my career with personal development and going into the Facebook program, because we started with the 4 steps to online success. It was an online program. We met with our coach and mentor, Brendan Burchard, at the time. And we were so pumped. We put a program together and we launched it within about 2 months after the program. And the problem was when we launched, we didn't make any sales, Dwayne. No sales at all. I was like, what is going on? What's wrong? How come we did everything that our coach told us to do and no sales? What's going on? So we went back and looked at the program. We went back and connected with Brendan Burchard, and he says, everything you're saying is right, but he says, I have a big question about your audience. He says, how many followers do you have on Facebook? How many people are you connected to on Facebook? And I thought, I don't have that many. I've got maybe 500 to 800 friends. I've only got a couple of hundred likes on my Facebook page. And he says, that's the problem. He says, you're invisible. You're completely invisible. And who are you launching to if nobody knows about your programs? So he says, I need you to report back to me in 90 days. I want you to get your 5,000 friends, and I want you to get at least 1,000 likes on your page before you relaunch your program. And I thought, okay, this is going to be my mission. This is what I'm going to do. And within 90 days, I did get my 5,000 friends. I got an additional 1,000 likes on my page. I documented everything I did. I went through a couple of courses as well where only about 30% of the courses actually applied to me. So I decided to make my own program, and this is where the Facebook Phenomenon is the book that was born out of that. And that's where people started asking me all these questions about how did you get to get such a large target audience on Facebook? And so I said, well, you know what? I'm putting a program together. They're like, I'm in. I want to come to your program. When can I come? So I just made up a date and said, I'm going to start my first program in February. And so this was, I think, in 2015 in February. We did was it 2015 or 2016? Let me think here. Actually, it was 2016. I launched the Facebook phenomenon, and we did Facebook marketing for businesses. And that's how I taught all of my secrets in a one-day program. And then from there, we started doing a program every 2 months. It grew into a 2-day program. And eventually, after a year putting it together, I put on together an online program called Facebook Marketing Mastery. And what we do is we actually have clients that we do the marketing for them. We do their posts, we optimize their page, and we get them thousands of likes based on their target audience. And it helps them to make so many more sales once they're visible online. So that's really, in a nutshell, right from the beginning, from where we started to now. And that's the big thing that we've been doing. So it's gone quite well. And we're teaching people on how to do it as well, Dwayne.
Okay. And I know we met last week at Coolest.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right. And then we had, I got some feedback happening here. I'm just wondering where that's coming from.
Is the feedback audio driven, or is it just like live feedback from Facebook Live?
It's like audio.
Oh, okay.
It sounds like I can hear it on your, is it coming through from your end?
No, I hear perfectly, so.
All right. It kind of went away. All right. Always good to, when you have something like that, it's always good just to pause and let it, generally it fixes itself. And maybe I know I had Facebook open because I was just changing the privacy setting so that now we're asking people to share the video, and then it's always good to, and that's a quick tip. I'm not sure if you've done Be Live before, but really quick, when Be Live pushes it into Facebook for you, the default setting is actually private. So you got to go in and reset that, change that setting to public so that people can actually share it. So I just did that. So maybe that's where I closed Facebook again to get it. So anyway, it went away. So fantastic, because nothing worse than hearing echoing in your ear of your own voice. So I didn't want that to be just me or our listeners. So, all right. I know Gordon's been on. So Gordon, thank you for stopping by. And a couple other people have been in and out, and, but we'll, so I know one of the things I asked, and you shared it with me last week when we met, because the curious, everyone's trying, I guess lots of people are trying Facebook and trying to figure out how do I do it? How do I do I spend money? Facebook keeps changing their algorithms. So maybe to share a little bit about why likes and a certain number of likes are important on a, as it business pages, fan pages, maybe really quick, just because let's not assume everyone knows Facebook. Maybe you share with us how many different, I don't even know, because there's groups, there's page, I have a page, I have a fan page, I have a personal page, I have a group. Maybe a quick rundown of what properties are available inside of Facebook. And then when we talk about likes and followers, then we can attach that to each of the different areas in Facebook.
Oh, great question, Dwayne. Yeah. So first of all, you need a Facebook page, and that's actually your personal profile page. And what you do is you typically decorate that enough so that you're attractive enough so that people want to become your friend, because you can share some valuable things that are according to your passion on Facebook. And that's the beauty out of that. So first of all, you need a Facebook page specifically before you even attempt to do put up an event on Facebook, or put up a fan page or a business page, or groups for that matter. So first of all, you need to be attractive. You need to get your friends, and I suggest to get as many friends as possible. And the max amount of number of friends that you can actually have is 5,000. But you can still get more followers over the 5,000. But overall, you want to connect with your target audience. And that's what I suggest, because what you want to do is you want to find out who's out there that wants to know what you already know, and that shares a passion with you. So for the first time ever, I'd say I'd say since Facebook has been around, you can actually connect with your mentors, with your coaches, with people that you look up to. You can follow people like Elon Musk, Donald Trump, anyone you wish that's in your business sector that you want to learn more from. And they'll start posting valuable things that not only that they sell, but things that they do. Like there's Gary Vee, there's Grant Cardone, Sean Stevenson. It's endless with the number of people that you can connect with. And what's great about that is start following with those people, because they're a few steps ahead of you, and all you have to do is start acting like them and start working and doing some of the things that works for them. So that's all about your personal page. Now you want to make sure that your security settings are set high enough that nobody can post on your page without you viewing it and allowing it first. And that prevents spammers or people that want to promote their own business on your profile without your permission. So that prevents them from doing that. And that's one of the things that I adhere to, integrity. And also, you would only do that if you have permission from your friends to allow to promote your business on their page. So that's the basics when it comes to your personal profile. You want a professional headshot, because typically it's a little avatar that people see when they type up your name, and they have to figure out which one of you is the actual person I want to connect with. Because I don't know if you've ever typed in your name, Dwayne, but there might be more than one Dwayne Richards out there, because there's over 7.5 billion people out there, right? So I want to connect with the right person, and I want to make sure that I recognize that person. So that's first and foremost, that you want to make sure that you have a professional headshot so that people can notice you being the professional that you want to exude out there. And then you also want the prime real estate is up on top, which is your banner. And you want to make sure that you put something of value on your banner, or share what your passion is, because people will want to connect to people that have a similar passion or similar topic of interest. I don't know if you've ever had a conversation, Dwayne, with somebody that has no commonality with you. The conversation doesn't go anywhere. But when you do have something in common, you can talk about that commonality all day.
Yeah. So I made a quick note. I'm going to jump in and ask you a question about this, because actually I actually had a phone call yesterday with a colleague. So she actually does admin support for one of the women in our group. So she said her struggle is, especially for like myself as well, is, I have kids, she has kids. So it's that balance between, so I made a note, just the balance. How do you balance between personal and business when the starting point is still that profile page? So it's not my business page, it's the profile page that we start with. So what's a quick tip for balancing that personal versus business on that ground level profile page?
I get that question all the time, Dwayne, and it's a great question, because a lot of people, they restrict themselves on their personal page to only their family, for example. But your family typically doesn't buy from you. So that's why you need to change your mindset to be able to connect with your target audience regardless. And what you post on your business page is different than your personal page. So on your personal page, I would maybe share some personal things, because people want to connect with you as a real person. And that's what Facebook does for you, because it has the emotions, it plays within all that you can really connect with people basically on a variety of topics that I like that could be outside of what I promote on my business page. So I might see something, let's say a comedic video that I just want to share out there. Now, I would share that on my personal page and not necessarily on my business page unless it had to do with my business. So that's the fine line that you must adhere to, is you want to connect and share with your personal friends. Things are more dear to you. And I also do share some of my business stuff on my personal page as well, because I am connected to 5,000 people as well. So the difference is, to answer your question, is when it comes to your business page, only post according to your business, and that will uplift your brand. On your personal page, you can post about your business, but you also want to post about who you are as a human being and what resonates with you. So start sharing some of your other friends' posts because you are connected to your other friends because you have some kind of commonality that might be outside of your business. And that's the key. So that way you can share personal things, you can share comedic things, you can share things that you believe in, and that could be all outside of your business. When it comes to your business page, you want to look professional, you want to act the part, you want to look like the expert, and if it's not you as the business page, if it's your business brand specifically, you need to make it look so great and what's in it for the client so that they can like the page. That's what it's about. Don't start bragging about what you've done and all the great things on your business. You can save that for your personal page. What you want to do on your business page is talk in terms of what's in it for the client for them to like the page. What kind of value will they get? And like the page so that you can get inspirational messages daily from me. And that's the key of liking a personal or a business page. So that's the main difference. In the business page, you have an unlimited number of followers that you can get. So that's the big difference, is that you really want to promote your business page as well. And that's where Facebook ads really come in. And that's where it makes a major difference, because Facebook ads work like magic if you know how to work them right. Otherwise, it might be expensive.
It definitely. I'm sure there's one or two people out there that have learned the expensive lesson. All right. And then before we jump in, so then the difference between a business page and the fan page then?
So the difference between a business page and a fan page is a distinctive difference is when you think about your business, think about the service, the programs or products that you offer, and talk in terms of benefits. That's the main thing. So if you always talk about what's in it for the customer, because people always like things or want things that will benefit them mostly. And that's why you need to talk in terms of what are the benefits that a page can do for you. And it could be on a variety of different topics. So whatever that topic is, you need to really give value according to that topic. So for us, it's all about inspiration. And by inspiring people, we inspire people to do what they love and love what they do and make money doing it, specifically online and with a social media presence. So that's what I Inspire is all about. And we called it I Inspire because as long as you do one step ahead of somebody else, you're inspiring somebody that wants to get to where you are. And that's where it's all about. You're inspiring other people. So it's like a forwarding effect. So that's the whole premise behind our page. And we do 4 posts per day, every day, at specific times to reach a larger audience and continuously inspire them. And that's why we get people to share those messages along their friends. And the page just gets more popular and more likes as that happens.
Okay, really good. All right. Where do you want to go? Okay, when you talk about four posts a day, are you using, so here's a question for this is I'm extracting all of the marketing stuff, but guess what? People are still going to want your book. Are you using a posting tool, posting software? Or are you posting in there directly, and the advantages and disadvantages of using, I'm not sure what's out there for, I know I can post from Instagram to Facebook. So the difference between organic posting inside of Facebook and using cheat tools, like I just use, sometimes I use Buffer, so I can fill the queue with Buffer. Now, if people don't know what we're talking about, then hey, just drop a message into the comment section, say, I'd like more information, and that's where Mike or myself will share a little bit more. Because again, sometimes we assume everyone knows everything about marketing, and there's lots of people that just know their business really well and are really still struggling, not struggling, but still just getting started with marketing and digital marketing. So, okay. So the question, let me go back, rephrase the question. What tool do you use, if you use one, for helping you with your social media posts first? One question at a time.
Great question. So number one, I used to use Hootsuite. And there's a variety of different social media post software out there. And I found that Hootsuite did not do it for me for what I wanted. So for example, with Facebook, you can link your Twitter account. which means that every time that you post on Facebook, it gets copied into Twitter.
Okay.
So that way you're taking advantage of Twitter.
Have you? Okay. Have you frozen? All right. Let's try that one more time. All right. I think we're good. Reliable internet at home. Okay. One more time. Hootsuite.
Okay, so there's Hootsuite. There's a variety of different softwares where you can post on one social media platform and you can copy that same post across a variety of social media platforms. And I used to use it and I didn't find the benefit through it other than working directly on Facebook. So on Facebook, you can connect two other social media platforms. One is Twitter. So every time you post on Facebook, it gets copied to Twitter. So that, because Twitter does have millions of followers, you can actually increase your audience just through Twitter as well, just by automatically posting and connecting your personal profile to Twitter. Number two is Instagram. Instagram is owned by Facebook, and it's a file sharing system for pictures. And you can really grow a large audience on Instagram as well. So every time you post on Instagram, it could be copied to Facebook, which also gets copied to Twitter. So that's a three-pronged approach.
Okay.
There are other social media platforms, but I typically take the same post and I'll share it across other social media platforms once in a while, like LinkedIn, Snapchat, things like that. But overall, what I found is if you focus specifically on Facebook, it is larger than any other social media platform, and it does 90% of what all other social media platforms do. We're talking about Twitter, LinkedIn, Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, for example. But you take all of those, aside from YouTube, you take all of those social media platforms, and Facebook is still larger than all of them combined. And that's the magic of Facebook. So if you focus specifically on Facebook, you'll get the largest audience, and that'll be 80% of your audience is on Facebook anyways. If you want to specialize in something like LinkedIn, which is more of a professional social media, it is, people don't care too much about what you do personally. They want to know what you do professionally, and that's like a Facebook page, and that's where Facebook pages are so popular based on businesses. And you can connect with people that way as well. So that's the major difference, is that I actually use directly Facebook. I connect the other two social media platforms, and I share some of the messages and posts on other social media platforms, especially when I have my events coming up, or I have a promo, a discount, or a new product launch.
Okay. And I know Instagram gives you that option that it doesn't have to be an automatic Instagram to Facebook every time. You can pick and choose. Also, I think what I've done is I've actually attached my Instagram account and registered it as a business account. So it will actually post from Instagram into our communications for results business page rather than just into my personal page. And really, it's about sitting down and having that strategy to say, what's your objective? Because if I'm going Instagram, my personal people don't necessarily want to see that. And if they do, I can always repost, or I can go to my business page and post it to personal. And again, just so that's not. So I guess my tip, and what I've heard, I'm sure you may agree, is don't necessarily just blast all 4 or 5 platforms with the same content every time. Kind of mix it up a little bit, because your audience is they still have your personal friends that you may kind of get tired of business all the time. And the LinkedIn people may not want to hear all about everything you do. So it's to have that strategy to say where, and as a tip for you, that what we'd say on our side is, what is your desired outcome? Who is your target audience and where are they? And figure out where they are. And then once you know where they are, if it's Facebook, then hop over and learn from Mike. If your target audience isn't on Facebook, still have fun with Facebook, build something, but don't necessarily try to get business out of your friends and family if they're not necessarily your target. If I'm selling SAP, ERP accounting systems, I'm not on Facebook.
That's right. There is a certain target audience on Facebook, and there's more and more people coming online, which is amazing, and they want answers and stuff. So that's why they want to connect with you. You may still get some people that might be interested in that, but overall, you want to keep your messages consistent. You can change them based on your target audience. So on my LinkedIn profile, I will share things from my business page and not things that are personal. And that way it hits my target audience on a different matter, which actually helps them to be aware of things that they could, that I could offer them or that they can buy from me. Because people buy things that are in front of them. So the more that they see them, that's the best tactic.
Fantastic. Okay. I'm just figuring, so Gordon just had a question for us. Is it better to do Facebook Live on your personal page, or for products like I'm not sure how much you've used Be Live. For example, when we use Be Live gives me the option that I can actually post to an event page, a personal page, a business page, a private, a closed group, a group page, all kinds of different options. What if I'm doing Facebook Live? What's I guess first question is the stuff you do you talk about Facebook Live, or is it just posts?
Yes. So Dwayne, when it comes to Facebook Live and even business posts on your, I always suggest people to do it on their professional page, which is their business page. Okay. Start there because you can get a much larger following than as personal friends. Now, what I do is when I do my Facebook Live from my business page, I share it on my personal page as well to reach another large audience as well. Because the more people that see your Facebook Live, they can also share that amongst their friends as well, which makes a major difference because the larger the audience, the better it is, right? So that's what I suggest is even with posts, start with a post from your business page first and share it on your personal page, not the other way around. Because if you do it the other way around, people will want to connect with you personally, but what if you're at your 5,000 max friends? They won't be able to connect with you personally. So you want to direct people to like your page more than liking you as a person. So that they know the value that you're giving them, and that's the key. Okay. Great question.
Yeah, and it is, and I think I've done it the other way today. So today's stuff has been going to my personal page, but I will. And you're right, you can. So it does come up on both. Okay. I think what we're going to do is not say as long, but it's all good. What I have is, what I've done is you shared a link. I'm going to copy the link. Come back to the comments section here, and I'm going to say, so what is this? So you gave me the link for so what is it? Is it an ebook? What are we going to share with people? What can they get here
So I sent you a quick little picture of it. It's actually the Facebook Marketing Secrets. It's an ebook about 28 pages long, explaining some of the basics and why it's so important to take advantage of Facebook, especially for business. And that's how my program and popularity has grown so much, is because people weren't using Facebook for business as much, and now they are. And whoever's got a business presence right now, they're the ones that are making most of the money because they're building their target audience and they're building a large presence online. And what I find is 90% of people will not go to your website, even if they give you the URL of the website. They'll actually go to your Facebook page first to see what kind of social proof you have, what kind of social credibility you have. And the more followers you have, the more in the mind's eye of your clients or potential clients, they see how much value you're giving people, because if you didn't give value, you wouldn't have that many likes. So if you have a large audience and a large following, that shows that you're very socially credible and you're worthy to get another like. So I find that threshold is at about 1,000 likes on your business page. The more likes you have though, the more likes you'll actually get. So if you have only about 50 or 100 likes, most people won't like your page, even if you do Facebook ads, because you're not at that threshold yet. So what I teach in the Facebook Marketing Secrets is how to turn your friends into raving fans on your Facebook page, on your professional page, for example, because you can invite all of your friends to like your business page and to support your business page. Now, if you focus on getting the right types of friends, about 50% of them will actually like your business page. And that is a very good ratio to strive for, to get people to like your page. So literally, in 90 days, what I show in this book is that you can actually get your 5,000 friends and get at least 1,000 likes out of your friends within that 90 days. And that can catapult you before you start doing Facebook ads to a popularity level that you desire, so that more people can like your page. That's the key.
Very good. Okay. I like that. So thank you. And thank you for sharing the link. And it's all about taking action. So if people want, they have to do a little bit of work. So just hop over, grab the book. And you said it's a short book, ebook.
That's right. And
it's not
furthermore from there, Dwayne, is that I have an autoresponder where I've got a 30-day program where I'll share emails with you every 3 days to make sure that I keep you accountable to reading the book and applying those things. And then eventually I offer you the Facebook phenomenon, that you can actually get the ebook or the actual book itself from Amazon. And furthermore, I then have my online program where I walk you through step by step within 16 modules about the Facebook Marketing Mastery Program. It's an online program where you're literally sitting right next to me, watching over my shoulder, seeing what I'm doing. And all you need to do is pause the video and do the exact same steps. So I walk you through step by step by step, from the basics of Facebook all the way to the most advanced Facebook ads, so that you can get the best return on investment. Now, at the end of that full 30 days of walking you through all of this, I then offer you saying, you know what? If you don't want to do it yourself, you can leave it to the professionals like us, and we can do the Facebook marketing for you. So we have a Facebook Marketing Mastery Program where we have the done for me option. And when we do it for you, you're just sitting back, seeing your page grow and grow and grow, and you're leaving it to professionals to do it while you're focusing on your business. So it frees up all of your time to focus specifically on your business, while we're doing in the background getting your page out there and offering people your services, your programs, your products, your coaching, whatever it is that you offer, so that you can start making a lot more money.
I like that. Here, let me take you so people can see who's talking. I like that. And it's really about getting people to have an understanding first. So don't go and throw money just at someone who says that they're the guru and says they're the expert and says that they can do this. And so, okay, so you said something really interesting. So here, lots of stuff that's more than one thing that was really interesting, but I'm going to go back and ask a follow-up question. Is there a good number of likes, friends, people on your business page before that will make going to paid ads beneficial? Like if I only have 5 likes on my business page and I start paying for ads, what's the secret number?
I feel that 1,000 is the bare minimum to start doing your ads. So if you start under 1,000, your cost per click will be much higher, or cost per like will be very high, because you need to convince people why your page is credible, even though it doesn't have the credibility behind it, because you don't have that many likes. This is why with the ebook, I help you to get your first 1,000 likes for free without any paid ads, and it's converting your friends to like your page. That's the basics, okay? So 1,000 is that bare minimum. Number 2, I get people in my workshops to check out their competition and see how many likes they have. Because for the first time, as of last year, Facebook pages are now coming up on Google. So if you start looking up businesses, business pages will come up on Facebook before your website, because Facebook is so SEO'd that your profile will actually come up if you put in your name, or if you put in your business name, your Facebook page will come up first. So people will go and look at that. Now, if you're looking along the same topic of your business, whoever has the most likes, they're going to come up first. So that's why it's important to find out how many likes your competition has and get more likes than them. That's the key. So overall, over 1,000 likes, Dwayne, you can start doing paid ads where you can actually get a lot of thousands upon thousands of likes, but you need to strive against your competition. That's the key.
Okay, that was awesome. And people on live with us, and now we're down to 2. And for some reason, they didn't stick around for that. I think they caught the piece of that, but hopefully they caught that piece because that. I think that out of all the stuff we talked about, that's the one. That was one thing I didn't know. Or I shouldn't say that's the only thing I didn't know, but that's the one piece that will help me a lot because we're at a point where we pay for ads, do we not pay for ads? But I'm not on my business page. I'm near 1,000 likes yet, and that would be I'll put on my accountant hat, my CPA hat, and say that would be spending money not wisely. It'd be better to do. Actually, I'm personally going to do it. I'm going to sign up, get the ebook, do your 30-day program. I believe you, but I want to see it. I want to do it, not to see it. I want to do it for myself. That way we can bring you back on and get 1,000 likes in less than 30 days. Even better. We'll bring you back on. And if not,
absolutely
30 days, then I'll bring you back on and we'll pull up. We'll make a note to say, let's do it. Let's just do this.
So, Dwayne, I'm going to get you to fill up some airtime for 10 seconds. I'm just going to grab my cord to plug in my phone. I'm down to 6%, so I want to make sure I don't lose you. So I'll be right back.
Yep, no problem. All right, so Mike's running away. He's putting me on solo here, so let me go solo. Actually, just going to go over to my business page here. DR Richards and Associates. If you don't know what my business page is, shame on you. No, not shame on you. Shame on me for not promoting what my own business page is. I'm going to cut and paste my business page. I'm going to share it. Why not? I'm going to scroll down here to see how many. 216 likes. All right.
Excellent.
I'm back here. I'm going to go off solo. I'm going to go into comment section. I'm going to paste a link to my DAOs to say, hey, click on this link and you'll get better content. So, okay. So as of today, which is, let's make a note, because what we talked about is communications for results. And if I want to, walk the walk and talk the talk, let's do it for my own business. So on June 28th at whatever time we are, almost 2 o'clock, June 28th, 2 o'clock, I had 216 likes on my business page. Now it's interesting because we have, so this is the advantage of interviewing people, my people followers, is that when you actually have ask them questions about your own stuff. I'm giving Mike some airtime, and why not get some airtime and some tips for myself? So now we have
That's fantastic, Ryan. I like what you're doing, and I love this.
How do I know what this page is? I have another page. So how do I know what this is?
You just cut out there, Dwayne, so if you can repeat that, that'd be great.
I'm just looking to try to remember what this page is. So I have my Communications for Results page on Facebook, and I have DR Richards. How do I remember what type of a page it is? Is there a way to look up? Is it a page? Is it a business page?
Well, there would be business pages unless it's your personal page. Your personal page would just be your name and that's it. Unless you actually have a fan page. Your fan page, you would see the difference by your personal page would say friends. On your business page, you would say followers. So business pages are only followers. You don't have friends on your business pages. It's all followers.
Yeah. And what's the difference between a fan page and a business page?
The fan page and the business page is one in itself. It's the same thing. So I suggest people to only have one fan page or one business page, whatever it is that you really want to promote. So if it's the only reason I would say 2 pages is you want one page directly for yourself as a fan page and another one for your business if you plan to sell your business in the future. If you don't, and it's associated to you, then keep that specifically as only one business page. Because they could be tough to manage. with having so many different pages.
Yeah, and you're right. It's like I have a bunch of different pages. Again, it's different groups. Like groups again are sole proprietorship is Dr. Richards and Associates, which is more my business. And then between me and my for results, which is more about the podcasting and other things, are in community. So they're two separate businesses, and therefore two separate business.
Yes.
And so like stuff like this, I would start to post, and I can post it to my communications for results page and then share it to my, because okay, let me just write that down. I'm going to use this strategy for both. Communications for results, we only have, not only, we have about 100, because we haven't really pushed it. We have 94 likes. All right. We have some metrics.
Excellent.
And like someone said the other day, if you have metrics, you can keep score. If you don't have metrics and you don't check in on your metrics, what game are you playing? Because honestly, let's admit, we're playing the game. We're playing the game of life. We're playing the game of business. And in the game, so if you don't know the score, let's start it. So anyone watching today, how about they drop in? If you're getting Mike's book, and I hope you are going to hop over and get Mike's book, come back here and put in the comment section, how many likes does your business page have? Even how many friends, because we're going to grow your friend base as well. How many friends do you have? How many likes on your business page? And let's make each other accountable starting today. I got 3 people watching. Who wants to take this challenge with us right now? Right now, people. I'm going to share this. I'm going to share this by the end of the week. We're going to start this challenge. Mike, here we go. Accountability. Ready? July 1st, people. We're going to do it for the month of July. Mike's here to mentor us. 1st of July, we put up on the page, I'll put up what my friends likes on my business page, both pages, and my personal. So I'm going to do 3 pages, 2 business pages and the personal page. What my numbers are July 1st. We're going to reconvene, depending on Mike's schedule, July, but unless we can come back the 1st of August or somewhere within close to 30 days. And let's see if Mike can put his money where my business is, and I can actually be held accountable to do the homework for 30 days in July, and let's grow each other's businesses. All right, are you up for it, Mike?
Absolutely, I'm in. Schedule me in and I'll be there. So Dwayne, most of my clients, what they do is, like, it took me 90 days to put it together, to get my 5,000 likes and 1,000 likes. I've got clients that are doing it within 30 days to 60 days. And it's not difficult. It's because they're following a system that I've laid out for them. So you can definitely do that with the ebook. And I challenge you to do that. That's fantastic. Now, furthermore, so that we know that you're telling the truth, I suggest my clients to take a screenshot of a before and after shot. Okay. And that helps credibility because it shows exactly where you started. And when I sell my Done For You program, I actually show clients that I had before that only had like 200 to 500 likes, and I got them over 25,000 likes in less than 3 months. And that's all with Facebook ads and doing the creation for them and doing it for them. And they're astounded because now they have so many people to market their programs to that they're never short of money. They actually have to turn away clients, and that's a good situation to have.
Okay, I like it. All right, sir. That is, we're at 2:00. That's been an hour. That's crazy. We were talking about that this morning when I was interviewing with Scott Pat, and he's like, invite people, not to be podcast for like 10 minutes to say, hey, can you spare 10 minutes to talk about your business? And most people say yes. After 20 minutes, they're like, holy cow, it's only, and then they keep talking. And then like an hour in, we will chop this up. We'll make this into a couple of different videos, maybe 1 or 2 podcasts. And now we have a lot of great content. So thank you so much, Mike. And people, this is what the power of a podcast has for you. Mike and I met. We actually connected on Facebook. We haven't seen each other's posts for a few months, or I forgot to look back to see when it was first. But Facebook, LinkedIn does that, but I don't think Facebook tells you Maybe it does when you were friends. And then we actually got out and met people in person. People, yes. As much as we like to spend time behind the computer, get out, meet people in person. I said, hey, Mike, I have a podcast. You have a number of books. How about you come on my podcast? We talk about communications for results, relevant for Mike's business. People, yes, it's relevant because he gets his clients results in their business by using different means of communication, specifically Facebook. We talk about it, and then we bring on people who are doing it. So it's been a great, a nice little partnership here, or at least host and guest on Comm Cafe Facebook in June. Hey, the quarter's almost over. People, if you take this program with us, you take this challenge with us for July, and yes, it could take July and August, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a little accountability check in 30 days, and if we're crushing it in 30 days, great. If we're if we've gotten like halfway through the results on the 30 days, it just means we have to do the full 60 days or the full 90 days. I'm not saying I'm going to do it all in 30 days, but I'm going to give it a damn good try. And then nothing like checking in, because don't wait till 90 days because maybe I'm not doing something quite right. We're going to check in at 30 days, make sure everything's going well. Mike gets to hold me to the fire to make sure I am doing what I've been 90 didn't actually do what I was supposed to be doing, and we'll go from there. Awesome. I like it, Mike. And this is what we do, people. This is why we come on to Comm Cafe, because it's not just about having coffee and having conversations. We're communications for results. In your personal life, you tell us what you need, and we help you get the results you want. Thanks a lot, Mike.
Excellent, Dwayne. Thank you so much. I really appreciate being on your show. I believe in what you're doing, and I love to give great value to clients, your clients, and that's what it's about in the end. If we can help others, our mission's complete. Fantastic.
All right, people, have a great day. You know where to find us here on Comm Cafe, and you'll find us soon just on communications for tips of where to put my Be Live. So you can still find it on my personal page, but you can find it because it's less crowded of posts over on our business page at Communications for Results. I'm going to put that link in the feed as well. So hop over there because only 93 of you have liked my business page so far. Let's start. I'm going to get a jump start on this challenge. All right. Thanks, Mike. Have a great day.
Thank you. See you, Dwayne.